I'm being very civil right now, but there's other guys out there that doesn't see a point in this. It's basically to the point of almost anarchy. There's guys that grew up just like me, that has been going through this for years. The only reason I stepped in is because I seen her. She's an elderly lady. She throws barbecues for the community. People come over, they eat from her. Like she's a very nice, good-hearted lady. And I seen her get harassed.
Yes.
It's very serious now. They started to go overboard.
And it's very frustrating. I want you to know, for the city council members, the Black, Latino, and Asian Caucus has filed an amicus brief because we also feel that, these policing policies need to be reformed. And, it took one of our own, council member Jamani Williams, was also, the victim of not stop, question, and frisk, but racial profiling. And so we know and we share your frustration, and we are really doing, we're moving forward. And the fact that we have the public safety laws, and we're moving to try to legislate them and get these bills passed. I just want you to be encouraged, because I know it's been a long, hard struggle, and we need your support to show how widespread the impact is. So I thank you for coming and testifying and speaking on behalf of your neighbor. Thank you.
She has something to say to you.
Yes. My name is Karma Wingate. On October 8th, 2012, I was walking to my house. They stopped me for no reason. I'm like here, from here. I'm going in my house. Yes, I did have a substance. It was in my pocket and it was in my clothes. A liquor substance. It was in my pocket and it was closed. I'm a grown woman. I got grandbabies. I'm going in my house. Why would you come behind me and stop me? You come behind me and stop me. My daughters see what was going on out the window. They came down and they brought my ID. He grabbed my daughter's arm and pushed her on the ground. They beat my daughters up. They beat me up. They beat me, and we got everything on camera. What are you guys going to do about that? We got everything on camera. They beat us up. Look, he got a broken leg. One guy got a broken finger. What are y'all going to do about that? What are y'all going to do? They getting away free with what they did to us? They did that for no reason. I'm a grown woman. I got 3 grandbabies. I got 3 kids. I was going to my house. I'm here. This is my door. Why would you bother me? I'm dead serious. Why would you bother me? It was no cause for none of this. And then they took us through the system. Even when we went through the judge was like, why she just didn't give you a ticket? Why he just didn't give me a ticket? First of all, my substance was closed. Why are you looking at my butt? It's in my pocket. Why are you looking at me? Why would you do this to us? I'm in front of my door going in my house. I'm a grown woman. Come on. Y'all must know how I feel. Y'all all grown too. Look, he got a broken leg. One nigga got a broken finger. And they all jumping on me and my daughter. My daughter just had blood clots in her chest. She just went to the doctor. He punched in her jaw. We got pictures and everything. He punched my daughter got a big ass face. She got a broken jaw. She just had to get her tooth fixed today and everything. I was in the hospital all day. She was in the hospital all this time. And we didn't do nothing. Just because that little short Officer Reed, 75th Precinct, they did it. For no reason. We ain't do nothing. We good people. All of us in the neighborhood, we good people. Why would they do that? And nobody's going to do nothing about this? Y'all the council members, what y'all going to do? We good people. I give to the church and everything. You should have seen what they did to me. They turned my wrist. I'm a grown woman. They turned my wrist. I'm like, officer, please take these off my cuffs in front of my grandbabies. Took my arms and pulled them way up like this. I'm a grown We don't do nothing to nobody. I got police officers, feds in my family. That's why, you know what they did? Let me tell you what they did. They know you can't arrest nobody in their house when you got feds and police. They said, come on, let's go downstairs and talk about this. Then they arrest us in the hallway and put my arms all the way up like this. I got bruises all right here. All right here on my ankles. I got pictures and everything. What are y'all going to do about that? Y'all the council members. What y'all going to do? He got a broken leg. The other little guy got a broken finger. He was just walking by. What y'all going to do?
You know,
no, I'm very upset because I shouldn't have been treated like this.
No, you should not have. No, you should not have. And that's why we're here.
I get to the church and everything.
We're here having this hearing because we are trying to
I want
put a stop to this type of injustice. We recognize that this is an injustice. It's a violation of civil rights and civil liberties.
Miss, you know how many days I've been crying? I've never been violated like this. I feel so disrespected. The police supposed to help you. I feel so disrespected. In front of my grandbabies, in front of my kids.
And when this hearing is over, we'd like to just speak to you offline.
Yeah, I want you to.
That you can do. But again,
I even called Reverend Sharpton. My daughter called Reverend Sharpton. We called IRS. We called everybody. We called everybody because you weren't supposed to treat us like this.
That's right. You're absolutely right. And so we're working to make sure that this doesn't continue or continue to happen to people in our communities. You are being violated. Your rights are being violated.
Yes, and I was very violated.
Sure that this doesn't
I don't mean to be screaming at y'all, but I was very violated.
We do understand.
I'm a good person.
And
I'm a church girl.
Thank you for testifying. I know how hard that was for you.
My daughter got a big jaw. They punched her in the face. They beat my daughter up.
We'll speak
we got
to
pictures
you,
and all of that.
At the end. I'm so sorry. Our next speaker, please.
You're not the one to be sorry. They should be sorry.
Thank you, sister, for sharing that story. Thank you to the council and thank you everyone here. My name is Mineski. I'm on behalf of myself. I'm in graduate school here at Brooklyn College, and I've been stopped and freezed countless of times coming to school. I live by Church Avenue and I commute on a bike. And I used to play soccer here on my undergrad days. And I would wear a hoodie and I'm coming to study. There's a 24-hour cafe here at the school. And it will be like 9 o'clock and I'm leaving home to come just doing a whole all-nighter. And I'm coming down, and this is a particular story that just, got me involved in this really. And when I'm on Bedford Avenue in Arbor Mall, undercover cops were next to me. And they stopped me, they searched me, asked me where I'm going, took down my address, looked at my neck, asked if I'm in a gang. And then they went through my bag, and it's just bucks. And then when I said, what were you stopping me for? And he fidgeted around, and then he said, because your bike was missing the cord. I'm like, and I'm just furious. And I'm thinking, should I go back home or just, and I said, okay, and then I'll keep coming here and go sturdy. And as I got down on, and I'm coming on, and I'm on my Arbor Mall, and the minute I got down on Cortelio, on Bedford, 2 blocks, another undercover cop pulled next to me. And I'm saying, look, you're the same motherfucker, just stop me right up there. And they just laughed and just sped down Bedford Avenue down Flatbush. And I'm thinking, what, and if I had just a little marijuana on me, I could have been to jail. I could have had a record. And and I went to school upstate also, and I know white kids, just blowing it up. Nobody bothered them. You know what I'm saying? I've been to Hartwick University. Rich, privileged white boys and girls just doing coke lines. Nobody bothered them. It's not a condition of who's good or who's bad. It's who's being targeted. And and we cannot wait for politicians to do for us. We gotta do for ourselves. Filming it, writing it down, and now whenever a cop stops me, I ask for your badge number and last name and what precinct you coming from, and you know what they say? Have a good day. You know, so that's just my story.
Thank you so much, Maisonet. Thank you for your testimony. I'm sorry, yes.
Okay. Good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for holding these hearings in the community at a time that is accommodating to the community. I am Leroy Gadsden.
Okay, I was going to ask you.
I am Leroy Gadsden. I am the Criminal Justice Chair for the New York State NAACP Conference of Branches, where our president is Dr. Hazel Dukes. I'm here today on behalf of all those branches that deal with people on a day-to-day basis, just as our young sister and this young brother testified here. We see this every day. This is not something that's outside the norm of police in New York City. I think it's very obvious by the testimonies given here tonight that the police cannot police themselves. Therefore, if you do nothing else, you must pass this Community Safety Act. History has shown over and over and over again some of our police officers are out of control, and it's minorities who they're targeting this at. I've been involved with the criminal justice system for the past nearly 25 years. First as a police officer, former legal coordinator on Rikers Island, also got a master's in a Juris Doctor law degree. I teach students now going into law enforcement. And as a community activist for the NAACP for nearly 29 years, I've seen it on all three sides. I know what I'm talking about when I say these police officers are out of control. You don't have to beat and abuse people to enforce the law and protect the community. And if you don't step in and make some changes, the brother talked about earlier, yes, and I have to agree with him, there are people every day we run into and they're tired. They're fed up. And I hope that police commission understand everybody's not going to be that kind. And we don't want to see people taking the law in their own hands. But what do you keep telling people? You tell them, go to CCRB, file the lawsuit, and nothing changes. This is the first time, and I applaud you all for bringing this forward, at least to get us this close to getting some kind of laws passed that's going to regulate this NYPD. But unless you can do that, I'm afraid of what's going to happen. Yes, we'll lose some casualties, but so will them. And we don't want that. We want a civilized community that the police would do their job, lock up the bad guys, and leave the good guys alone. Now, according to the police commissioner and the mayor, such stop and frisk policies prevent crime. That is a self-serving myth, or other words, a self-serving lie created by the police department to support their stop and frisk policies. There has never been any evidence produced in America, including New York City, that shows that an abusive police force will lead to a reduction in crime. Now, when we look at this year, statistics reveal just the exact opposite. That is, abusive police and stop practices lead to an increase in crime because citizens will not cooperate with the police in solving crimes, and citizen cooperation is a valuable tool for preventing crime. If you look at your CCRB complaint report, including that famous 75th precinct, we will see a tremendous increase in those complaints of brutality, and you will see an increase in the crime rate because the people do not respect the police. Now, secondly, the mayor and the police commissioner, we have shown the evidence. They have failed to show one iota of evidence that support their position that stop and frisk prevent crimes. This is more of a, it is so because I said so. If they're asking citizens to surrender their liberty and their freedom and their right, they should be prepared to justify that asking. And they have not done that, and they can't do that because it's just not so. It's a myth they created. Last year, the NYPD conducted more than 685,000 street stops. That was a 600% increase since Mayor Bloomberg's first year in office. Okay, just want to say that, just that comparison. If you look at what happened before he took office, the gun confiscation rate is still the same. We have now a 600% increase. If stop and frisk was effective, we would have had a 600% increase in gun confiscation. The gun confiscation is still the same today as it was at 200,000 mark. Now we had the 600,000 mark. It is still the same. Therefore, this thing does not work. This is the way it is racial profiling. I wish I had more time, but I see you calling me. But the bottom line is this is racial profiling. Stop and frisk is a nice way. It violates the 4th Amendment of the Constitution. It violates the 14th Amendment. This is illegal. NYPD is not a law-making body. You are. They create their own law that contradicts the United States Constitution and contradicts the United States Supreme Court. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Gadsden. Next. Nicole.
Thank you. My name is Jody I am a co-organizer with Stop, Stop, and Frisk and also Decolonize NYC, and lots of other people who are coming together to collectively resist the onslaught of NYPD violence that certain communities just are continually subjected to. I want to speak on a few things. I know a lot of people are mentioning that this is about the Constitution and referencing different amendments and referencing different laws, but I wanted to say that this is not only about the Constitution, it's not only about different amendments, it's not only about different laws and legalities and illegalities. When we are considering the NYPD and police violence, and not just stop and frisk as a practice, but police brutality, and also considering the approaching 20 people this year that have been murdered by the NYPD. When we are talking about police violence in a city like New York City, from a department like the NYPD, we are not only talking about the Constitution and legalities, we are also talking about race, we are talking about gender, we are talking about class, we are talking about sexuality, we are talking about immigration status, we are talking about religion sometimes. That's what we're talking about, and I hope people continue to understand that we need to come together and collectively resist and not only depend on these institutions and have each other's back and support each other in this work that we're doing. Something else that I want to quickly speak to is some misperceptions that I hear from well-meaning people. People continuing to reference the fact that the NYPD is here to protect and service, or the NYPD is supposed to be here to protect and service. That is a fallacy. That is a fallacy. The NYPD is here to protect and serve some of us. And folks who have testified to that, they are here to protect some of us, and it is important for us to understand that. They are not here to protect and serve everybody, they are here to protect and serve some of us. When they decide who they want to protect and serve, and they decide who they want to dominate and subjugate, they are deciding that they want to continue patterns of upholding certain systems of domination, whether it be white supremacy, whether it be heteronormativity, whether it be patriarchy. That is what they're here to do. They are here to protect economic interests. They are here to protect the people who already have power, to continue to consolidate that power. They are not here to protect and serve all of us. Right. So I am not optimistic at all. I am pessimistic. I don't know that the NYPD can ever be an institution that is here to protect and serve all of us. I don't know that, and I also don't know that this Community Safety Act is able to move us forward enough in a direction where the NYPD can be looked at as such an institution that is here to protect and serve all of us. I don't have that faith, and I have to be honest. And just very lastly, I'm going to share a brief story. A lot of familiar faces that are here today were also present yesterday at the October 22nd rally, the 17th annual rally to come together collectively and resist police brutality and police violence. There were a lot of surviving family members of the, yes, thank you. There were surviving family members of just some of the over a dozen people that were murdered by the NYPD this year, and there were also surviving family members of some of the more than 200 people that were murdered by the NYPD in maybe the past decade, right? One of the women who spoke yesterday at the rally was a woman, Constance, and some of you may know that her son, Ramarley Graham, was murdered earlier this year, right? Constance made a point that the officer who murdered her son, Richard Hayes, is able to go home and hug his children every night, and she presented to us the fact that herself and many other people are not able to go home and hug their children who have been stolen by them from the NYPD. So the last thing I'm going to say is she made a point of why is it that some families, some communities get to go home, love, embrace their loved ones, hug their loved ones, be able to commune with their loved ones, and some people do not have that privilege and opportunity to be able to be with their family because of the fact that either they're murdered or they're stolen away by racist policing practices, sent into institutions, whether it be prisons or deported or whatever the case may be, or because they're so traumatized by the systematic violence that we can expect from the NYPD.
Nicole, thank you. Thank you.
I'll give you my time if you want to keep talking.
No applause. Thank you. Thank you so
I would
much.
like to give her my time so she can continue.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'll catch you later.
All right. And Ms. Irvin?
It's an American hike. A male officer punched a good friend of mine named Chantel, dead in the chest. Like I don't know what type of training they have in the NYC, but when a man hits a woman, I always think that's just wrong. You know, I run over there and I ask the question, like, what's going on here? Like, why are you hitting her? You're a man. Why are you punching her like that? And as soon as I say that, his comrades jump on me, grab me by the arms, and he beats me with a stick, like a piñata across my knee. And I'm still having knee problems to this day, and that was Columbus Day. And my knee still giving me issues. I had to go to the hospital from the 75th precinct. I went to Brookdale, and they said it was no broken bone, just a strained knee and inflamed muscle, and my muscle was swelling up. So they still brought me to the process of the bookings. By the time I seen the judge, I could barely walk. And I've been having problems since that day. I've been on pain medication. It doesn't really work. And I'm going through a lot of pain and anguish. I can't even run around after my 2-year-old son when I feel like it. And this is all because I spoke up, saying what they were doing was wrong. Like for a while, they've been harassing me and other young black men, and it's just been normal to us. You know, so I never really pay any attention when I see someone else get harassed, see someone else get stopped. But when I seen this lady right here and her daughter get stopped and frisked by male officers and beat up on by male officers, that forced me to like get involved. I had to get involved at that moment. I knew this lady for years, I knew her daughter for years, I love them both. She watches my son when I have to work. I can't even work right now because of my knee. I can't even provide for my son right now because of my knee. It's all because the NYPD, they get drunk with power. And they're not people from our communities. Let's keep it real. They're not people from our communities. They're people from outside of communities. So when they come into our communities, they treat it like it's Iraq. When it's not. This is a neighborhood with actual people in it. People with feelings. And all I'm saying, this has to stop before something escalates. I had a bunch of people that wanted to come today, but they didn't feel like anything was going to happen by their voice. They actually felt like something happened through their actions. And I don't want it to get like that. We feel like we have to war against the people that have protect us.
Well, I thank you for coming to testify tonight. And you know, it is unfortunately, this has been a process. And it has been because so many people have come forward that we were able to get to this point.